Hello and welcome back to part 16 of the Staffordshire Way, and we're here at the entrance to Alton Castle, which is just behind me. In the last video we came from that way. We had a little look around the village of Alton, which is just there. Now we're going to continue on the Staffordshire Way, which is this way. So come along. We've already walked back from where I've parked the car at Woods, I forgot what it's called, it's at the bottom there. So the car's parked there. We walked along into the village of Oakamoor. We walked along the Churnet Valley Railway Walk, and then up the hill here, and we've just been round the village of Alton. Now we're going to walk back on the Staffordshire Way. So come along up, and I'm joined by my lovely wife today, Lisa. First time she's come out on the Staffordshire Way. She's loved the hills so far. There's a church, which you seen at the end of the last video when I did a little walk around Alton Towers. So Alton Towers, the village of Alton. So we're going to crack on. Let's crack on with the Staffordshire Way. At the end of the last video, I did another video midweek where we continued from Alton Castle, walked down here, we took a right here and we walked down to the Churnet Valley Railway Walk. We're not doing that today, but if you was to do that, that's down that road there. We come to the road and we're going to cross it and pick up the steps on the opposite side. We just left the village of Alton. We followed the little track up, and then we've entered this Toothill Wood, which is up a big hill, and the path is quite treacherous. How do you say it? Dangerous. So we're taking it steady because it's a bit of a drop down there, but some of the rock, the sandstone up here, it looks stunning. So let's continue. So that was Toothill Wood, and it was a really steep coming down there, which I enjoyed. I don't think she did. So we've come down Toothill Wood, and the signs are telling us to continue straight ahead along that road there. We came out to Toothill Wood. Like I just said, there's a path heading off that way, but there's a path heading that way. Now my map looks more like that way, so let's have a look, see if we can see any Staffordshire Way signs there. If not, it's that path there. Don't even know if this is a public path, but my map does look like you come down and carry on in a straight line, which would take us up here. Just looking for signs. Yeah. Sometimes there's signs under. Let's try this. just there you can see a tower, which I believe is part of Alton Towers. We could just hear faint screams in the distance, and again, as if somebody is on a roller coaster going over a dip. Right, so this does seem to be the correct path from when we came down from Toothill Woods, and this has been a lovely path up. I was talking to someone at the bottom at the road there, and they were looking for a tree that's supposed to be covered in chains, and it's a local legend. I haven't heard nothing about it, I don't know what that is. I was gutted that we may have missed it, but he wasn't sure, he just knows it's somewhere around here, so we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. If you know what that's about, drop us a comment. Right, well, I've just looked at the map and it looks like we're way off the path. The path should be somewhere down there near the road, but this happens. Now, do we take the risk and try and carry on along what I think is a public path up there? That's somebody's driveway, or do we head back? Let's head back. So when we was down here, there was a split in the path. That's the only place I can think of that we could have come off, so we'll try that. It is really weird that we've headed away from Alton, and anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, it's really weird that we've headed out of Alton, and for the first time you can hear the roller coasters of Alton Towers, which we're heading away from. I don't know if it's because we're higher up and we're more level. You can hear the roller coasters going over and the screams every so often. So somewhere down here we're looking for a path that take us that way back down to the road, and it looks like there was a car park, Dimmingsdale I think it was called, where we're headed to. So let's see if we can find the path. There's a car park just down there, and it looks like my map is saying that we should be through there somewhere. So we've gone all the way up this hill, and it was quite a long hill, and we needn't have. We should have come down there somewhere. So let's keep heading back down and find our way. Right, so we've come back down quite a way. This was the split, and we've just spoke to some other walkers that were heading up, and they think they've gone the wrong way as well. So they're in front, let them get away a bit. We did come up there a while back, and we carried on up there because this didn't look much of a path, but looking at it, this is the way we should have gone. So hopefully now we're back on track. No signs? No signs. Yeah, that's mythical. We just climbed a hill for nothing. Well, this is epic, the Ramblers Retreat. So from the Ramblers Retreat, it's been a straightforwardish path, gradually going uphill until eventually we came out on that tarmac driveway, and that's led us to this small lane. Now, like I say, this is the walk back, and this morning on the walk to Alton we came from over here somewhere through the forest down onto the lane, and then we took a left on this lane and headed to the village of Oakamoor to pick up the railway trail. So we're looking for where we come out is where we turn in, if that makes any sense. We're on the last bit anyway. Put the camera back on because I think this is where we came out this morning. Yeah, I can see there is a Staffordshire Way sign on the post there. So we went down there this morning to the village of Oakamoor, and we come from here. So this is the last stretch, and we'll be finishing at the top of this woodland walk now at the National Trust Hawksmoor. Hawksmoor Woods, is it? Hawksmoor Forest is a small car park. It says for about 6 cars, and that's where the car's parked. And that's where we'll finish this section of the Staffordshire Way, and then in the return walk I walk back down here and we go left along that lane. Right then, let's finish the last bit off. So this is the car park and the entrance. to Hawksmoor Wood, sign there for the Churnet Way, which I think we've been following. Cars on here, and this is where we will continue in the next one, and it looks like we continue over there. So thanks for watching. Now I don't know which way I'm doing this, but now I'm going to do the walk back, which I've already walked, but back into Alton via Hawksmoor. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please give us a like, a comment and a subscribe, and I hope to see you soon in one of my other walking videos. Here's the car. So this is where we finished our Staffordshire Way walk at this small car park for the woods, and now we're going to walk back.